Alright, so I'm back, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Takara version of the Generations Blitzwing. So, look at the packaging real quick. Like the Springer, it's pretty much the Generations packaging, except it's got some Japanese on it. Not much else here. You can see again the colors are off. This is almost an off-white as opposed to a tan, and the purple's much richer in there. But this is the case of I like this better because this is more cartoon accurate. So here he is, and the mold's the same, but the like the legs are nice and stiff. Everything works really well on it, except the shoulder joints, which that's just because they don't know how to make shoulder joints, apparently. Everything's nice and stiff. Everything feels great. Unlike the US version, which had super loose joints. I wish I had him still, but I've sold him already. But it had super loose hip joints, and I had already tightened them. But also, we're going to look at the SXS upgrade set for Blitzwing. So we don't need the gun because it comes with a new gun. It's pretty close to being the same gun, just a lot bigger, which is really nice. And we can just plug that into his hand, and there you go. Real nice looking gun here. And then it also comes with these shoulder clips. And to attach these, what you want to do is you pull the arms up and you'll slide this over, and then this piece will slot into this little piece right there, and then you can pull it down and the whole assembly will lock into place there. And then you just take this and you push it forward, and that will completely lock it. Still a little loose, if you force it, but as you can see, it holds up there much better than this jumbled mess here. So let's get this back in there. Do the same thing over here. So yeah, it works. I personally prefer the other fix that I did, where you take them apart and you just kind of take a little bit of the plastic on the inside out, and that will fix the shoulders. But it works. And then it also comes with a new head, and here's the new head. So let's get the old head off, and it's just on a slider swivel, so you just push it back and it comes right off. So you can see the differences in the head are amazing, because this head is just absolute garbage, and part of that is because it has that stupid gimmick where from the animated, where you can go to Intelligent Blitzwing, or you can go to Crazy Blitzwing, and then back to regular Blitzwing. I don't like that. It was a cool gimmick for the animated Blitzwing, but not so cool for more of a classics version. So here is the head. It is on a ball joint, so you might have easier time just pulling the ball joint out and using this to slot it in. This mushroom peg here will just go right behind here and slot in like so, and then you just it's gonna be giving me a pain here, isn't it? How do I get that head back out? Yeah. There we go. I think I got it. And now it's stuck down there. There we go. All right. And there we have the head on there. So it's a little bit smaller, but I think it's not that noticeable in bot mode, but it is very noticeable in transformation. So like if I were to pull the nose cone out here and plug that in up here, it fits in there a lot better. You're not sitting there struggling to get it in, and you see in the sides of the plastic here warp because this is all soft plastic, which is stupid. But you take this back here, lock that into place. We're going to go ahead and just turn this over to jet mode here. This will collapse in down here like that. Then you can take the sword and the gun out. And then pull the shoulders out, and then you'll have to detach these pieces here. Because they will not go into the next mode. Alright, let's just straighten all this stuff out. You can take this, flip this over the hands. I haven't done this in a long time, so I'm a little rusty on this. Alright, so keep that straight. And we want to rotate this, flip the feet down, flip out the wing. You can flip this little piece here down, and that just kind of fills that in a little bit more. This will come in like so. And there's a little knotted slot right there that this will kind of plug into. Just like so. It's not the greatest locking system in the world, but it works. Well, I think that's kind of just the toy itself. Nothing on here is the greatest locking mechanism in the world. I'll give them credit. They tried. They tried their hardest here. For a Hasbro design figure, that's a triple changer. This isn't a bad attempt. It's not a great attempt, but it's not a bad attempt. So rotate the arms back like so, and then you can fold them in like this. And then you rotate them around, and then this little tab right here will plug into that little slot right there. And then there's another slot right there that'll tab into this tab right there. the same thing over here. Most of you guys have seen this already. Nothing new here. And there is Blitzwing in jet mode. And you got the landing gear up here. And the molded in landing gear in the back. And then I always like to take the gun, or the sword here, and plug this into the back right here. And this will kind of covers up this whole gigantic gap that we have going on back here. And then you can take the gun here and plug these pieces into the sides, like so. And then you can just kind of plug this into where the gun is, and you kind of got a turret kind of going. That's one of those gun storages in the alt mode that's it is what it is, but it looks nice. The jet just looks incredible. I love this jet. Yeah, a lot of people give this thing so much crap, but I think I always thought he was a pretty good figure to start with, and with the SXS upgrade kit, it really just shines. It really helps this figure along. So getting this off, taking off the sword, and these are parts formings that I don't mind because of the fact that they're the weapons. So we take this part off, and we'll rotate this up. Like so. We're going to turn them into the tank mode now. Then you want to undo the legs, pull these out. Legs, and then you can rotate the canopy back up into here. And then you take the legs and you pull them out, and then these little pieces here will flip out like so. They'll help clean that up a little bit. Rotate the leg down, and then you take the treads and you pull these down. This whole assembly is on a slider, and it just kind of slides straight down like so. You can open it up, and then on the inside here there is the rest of the tread that you can just fold out like so. And now that you have it down, you're going to pop some stuff off the ball joint, I guess. But now you can take the wing and slide this all the way in. And then you take this, and this will kind of lock back into place where it was. But there's also a small little tab right there that'll tab into these treads here. This is giving me pain now. Now it's in place, like so. Do the same thing over here, so you rotate this, pull the treads down, put that inside tread out, collapse the wing up. So, in. Kind of locked in, I guess. Like I said before, it's kind of it's doing the best it can. Alright, let's see, go this way. Oh, there goes the missile. I think you guys can take bets on how quickly I'll lose missiles here. Alright, so you want to rotate this end like so, and then I like to keep it this. Alright, and then I'll tab it together. It all looks alright until you look at the back and it's just like, wow. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. There is the Takara Blitzwing. Here's the missile back. And then you can, of course, plug all this stuff in to the top. And this actually looks better for the turret, because it is a tank, and sometimes tanks have the turrets. Then you can take the sword and just like plug it into the side. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. And then to switch it back to robot mode, we'll just take everything apart. Flip these legs out, flip these assemblies in, rotate, rotate. Flip this out, this will come back in, and then you want to collapse these in there. That'll leave the wing out a little bit, but that's okay. You can kind of try and find your own median there, but you're going to have either the treads exposed in the back or the wings exposed in the front. It's one or the other. Those out. So rotate up, rotate up, flip these pieces in, and then you collapse the legs into each other, just like so. Rotate this around. This jumbled mess will come down, and this jumbled mess will come down. Then you can take the these pieces here, and they go this way, so the circle part is out. Other way. Circle part is pointing that way. So you take this, slide this here, that'll rest in there. Bring the assembly down. Slide it forward, and I'll lock it into place. Put that in, and there you have one arm done. Now do the other one. I really think they could have engineered these shoulders better. They're I mean, this it's such a jumbled mess that it's just atrocious. And the SXS kit does go a long way to fixing that, or at least alleviating the problems with it, but it doesn't, resolve it entirely. I mean, it's still there. It's still a problem. It just gets tucked away a little bit better. And we take the cannon here, and we rotate it down and up, and then we can take the canopy, plug that back, and then we pull the head up. I'm noticing as I'm playing with it that the original head just kind of, it wouldn't go down all the way, so it stayed up in place. So you're going to have to pull this head up because it actually works the way it's supposed to work. You plug the gun into his hand, sword into the other hand, and there you go. He's pretty cool. I really like him. For comparison, here he is next to the Classics Prime and a Seeker. So I think he's about where he should be for Classics collection. There he is with the gears and, of course, Jetfire. So yeah, I think he's just about where he needs to be for a Classics collection. Be prepared to get some fiddly bits. I do recommend the Takara one as opposed to the Hasbro one because the quality control is infinitely better. I don't know if they're all like this, but I mean the SXS kit really does improve the figure. So that plus the Takara version, it's a pretty solid figure. Yeah, the tank looks goofy in the back, the jet looks goofy underneath, but you know, we kind of have to take what we can get at this point. So yeah, all in all, I'm gonna give him a 8 out of 10. I think he's pretty good. In between him and Springer, I mean, there was nothing wrong with the Springer. I just was really hoping for the colors on the box. But if it was down to those two, I'd definitely get the Springer as opposed to Blitzwing. Or I'd get the Blitzwing as opposed to Springer. Sorry. You know, they're both good, but he's cheaper. He's cheaper and just looks better. Because nobody seems to want the Blitzwing figure. And, you know, I can't really blame them. But with the upgrade kit, it's pretty solid. And they do make two different versions of it. One for the Generations and one for Takara. So make sure you get the right one for the right figure. So there you go. Blitzwing with the SXS upgrade kit.